A game that kind of went under the radar for me for a while is actually Arc Raiders. It's also the first extraction shooter that I'm looking forward to. I didn't really hear about this game until like about a week ago, in which a bunch of my friends started sending me clips of the game and telling me this is actually a pretty interesting game. And after going into an autistic deep dive, I gotta say Arc Raiders has got my attention, and I think it's actually could be really, really good for the extraction shooter genre. However, I gotta say this game feels like it's gonna live or die based on the community itself. The reason I like Arc Raiders so far is because they seem to be more focused on the PvE element of extraction shooters than the actual PvP. PvP is still a big part of it too, but it's leaning way more towards fighting the actual arcs, the robots, and my favorite way that they're actually trying to get players to actually work together more than kill each other is by making the robots really, really powerful. I really hope that endgame, there are robots that you cannot take out with one squad, and you actually have to work with others to take them out, forcing players to not kill each other. I've also been seeing people in the early access and in the server smash actually come together a lot more than I've seen in other extraction shooters. And while I'm sure there's going to be plenty of rats in the game, I feel like if the community actually does a good job of trying to not necessarily police itself, but at least tries to be not as toxic, it's probably going to keep this game alive for a while. Don't get me wrong, I know there's going to be players who just do the most toxic stuff. I've already seen those people. That's to be expected. But it feels like to me like the developers are taking a genuine approach at trying to actually make it so players aren't as toxic by not forcing them to not be toxic, but making them think about, should I do these things? Because it could cause more problems down the line with like robots or other players. Going full murder hobo might not be a great idea in this game. I don't personally like using comms in these kind of games very often, but this might be the first game where I'm actually going to try to communicate with people and try to not immediately get into a fight. But the moment a bullet is shot, all bets are off for me.